Hello, what's up guys? Trent Gaming here reviewing The Legend of Zelda for the NES. That's right, a third straight NES review. Except I actually beat this way back when I was 10 on the GameCube. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's take a moment. I beat this. I beat a video game. Let's be impressed. Anyway, so this game came out in 1987, or I thought it was 87. No, it was 1986 because something else came. No, it's 87. It's 87, yeah. Yeah, just one of those years is right. Anyway, so this came out in 1987, and this game kicked butt. It's an action adventure. It's a bird's eye view. You're Link. You go into a cave, and then you go kill the old man because he tells you, don't go alone, take this. And he's like, oh, I'll take it. And kills him because I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Anyway, so you do that, and then you start playing the game. You're Link. You use your sword and it doesn't look like slashing. It looks more, you kind of like point your sword out, but it's a bird's eye view, so you got to keep that in mind. You slash your sword, and if you have full health, you can fire your sword. It's pretty cool. Start off with 3 hearts. You can get heart containers, you can get more hearts. You go through 9 dungeons of varying difficulty. The first one's really easy. The second one's also pretty easy. Third one's pretty easy. Fourth one, depending on how prepared you are, can get a little difficult. The fifth one's where it starts ramping up. The sixth one is actually, I'd almost say outside of Dungeon 9 is the hardest dungeon in the game. But Dungeon 6 is really hard. Dungeon 7 is pseudo hard. It's hard if you don't know what you're doing. Dungeon 8 is... That's the only one in the game I legitimately don't remember, so it wasn't special. I'll be honest. The third dungeon looked like a swastika. Let's keep that in mind. There are some weird things about this game, too, besides that. I mean, the enemy names are weird. Like, there was a spider called Tektite. I mean, your snakes were called ropes. There were the bats were called keys. I mean... There was some weird stuff with this, but, I mean, it's a beautiful game. I will say, coming back to it today, it's a little bit hard and it's a little bit bland, which, honestly, it's the first game in a series and it's it's almost 35 years old. Now, it's getting to that Mario age, but it's pretty old, but one of my favorites, if not my... Yeah, I'd say one of my favorites. I wouldn't say my favorite NES game. I would say maybe my most nostalgic NES game without question, but not quite my favorite. I would give it 9.5 out of 10. The drawbacks being that it's a bit dated going back to it now in certain ways, you know? Like with the, just if you play a newer Zelda game, then you play this one just feels a little bland, and the story's just, you're here to rescue Zelda and gather the 8 pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom. And then Ganon has the Triforce of Power, and he's a pig in this game, and then you whoop his butt, and then you rescue Zelda. Like, there's not a whole lot of story. But I will say one thing about, like, modern games to this one. I think Breath of the Wild is the closest to this game, to be honest. Because it's just, like, not, like, in terms of, like, gameplay, but in terms of, like, story and structure. This was Breath of the Wild before Breath of the Wild, except it got really dated. So this is what Breath of the Wild is going to be in 35 years, or 34 years. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching my review of The Legend of Zelda. Like, comment, subscribe. Instagram in the description below. Have a nice day, and goodbye.